Hi, this is Mike. I'm going to describe our web app called What is a Tarheel? It's meant to be an extra activity for children to do, and it's aimed at children in fourth or fifth grade social studies in North Carolina. Okay, first we're going to walk through the teacher setup. So the teacher will have to come to whatever the address is we have for our app, and when they're there, they'll set up their class, and it'll be see what it looks like for a pretend teacher. That this is what you give your students, and they will be able to enter that when they go to the website, and it will tie them all together into the same class. Once the students hit the main website, it drops them on an introduction page. So on the first page, we introduce the students to our compelling question. It is, have you heard of a Tarheel? It's a word that most students in North Carolina will have heard of, but we're not sure that many fourth graders will know where it comes from. And that's the goal of this entire project, is to get them to come up with their own idea and to test it against historical source material. And so our sample fourth grader Jimmy has written in, I think Tar Heels are people who cheat at sports. Well, I guess Jimmy's a state fan. Good for him. But that's not exactly what we were looking for. So we want to bring him on to our timeline. And this is where the students will actually engage with the sources and the content that will maybe make them question what they think a Tar Heel is. On the first tutorial page, the students will see a picture and some text. It will also have help text here in blue to let them know what they're supposed to do. They can read the text, and then they will choose over here whether it helps them. They don't know if it helps them or it doesn't help them. On the second tutorial page, the students will interact with multimedia videos. It will show them that they can watch a video and then answer a question either during it or after the video. They have to answer the question to be able to use these buttons on the right over here. Once they've clicked it and said it helps them, you can see they now have two pieces of content that they are able to use to back up their argument. And we can see that Jimmy has changed his definition down here, since the two things he watched were about turpentine and boat building, to thinking that Tar Heels is a name for people who make boats. At this point, he can click on any of the elements in the timeline and be exposed to them, and he has to work his way through all of them. At the end, when he's worked his way through all of them, he will be asked if he wants to keep working and go back and review them, or if he's ready to move on to share them. When he clicks that he's ready to move on to share, it's going to make sure that he refines his answer before he shares it with the rest of the students. So here he's changed his answer to that he thinks Tar Heels is a name for people who made tar that other people used to build boats, and he can he can go back to the evidence, or he can click finalize his share. Here we see the screen that the students will see at the end of the sharing. On this screen, the students will be able to compare their answers, which will be up here, to their fellow students when they click around. And it will show them which pieces of content from the timeline they chose were helpful or said that were not helpful. And on the right, it will display how similar it is. As the students go through their fellow students, they'll see who had similar ideas to them. And at the end, the students will be able to click I agree or I disagree with answers as they go through their classmates' answers. In our sample class, the students have decided that the Tar Heels are the best basketball team ever. You can't escape the bandwagon anywhere you go. Here's a view of what the teacher screen will look like. The teacher will be able to see each student. They will be able to see which pieces of content that teacher chose. They will also be able to use a miniature rubric over here that says exceeds, meets, falls short, or fails to meet. Or if they want to, they can download all the answers as a PDF file. So that's What is a Tar Heel? A simple web app meant to inspire inquiry in fourth grade and fifth grade history students. Thank you.